In the previous video of this series, what we looked at is constructing 60 and 120. That's a basic construction just by using the compass, and then we also verified that with the protractor. So what we had done was, this was the line A and B. Then after that we had that arc which intersected that line at C and D, then we had taken OD as the radius from our compass. That's the same distance. We drew another arc, putting it on placing it on D, and then this actually gave us 60 degrees, and from here again we continued with one more arc that gave us 120 degrees. So now this is the basic thing that we have already done. So what I want to do in this video is to understand angle bisectors, because once you know this, you should know what are the two angles you need to bisect to get the third angle. So this is 0 going from this side, that will be 180. So now let's just see if I want to understand this concept actually, because once you know how to do this, then after that you can continuously keep on bisecting the angles. You will also know what is possible, what is not possible. Let's just have a look at it. So if I want to get, or if I want to bisect angle 60, what does that mean? From 0 till 60, from 0 till 60, I need to bisect angle between this. So what does it mean? If I add that and divided by 2, I need to bisect it divided by 2, which is going to give me 60 divided by 2, which is 30. So let me just place this protractor on top of that. So now we know exactly what we are talking about. So that's about it. So that is a 30. So if I'm actually going to bisect 60 and 0, how do I bisect 60 and 0? So if I place that, we'll do the constructions, angle bisectors in the next video, but understand exactly how we get these numbers. So 0 and 60. If I place that compass on 0, because we are bisecting 0 and 60, if I place that, and you take any measurement from that compass, but don't change that the compass measurement when you place it on 60. So place it on D, which should be a little bit more than half, because if it is less than half, those two arcs are never going to intersect each other. So little bit more than half, and then if you cross it, and then if you cross it here, you get a point that is supposed to pass through my 30. So that will be my 30. So now let's say if I want to bisect 0 and 30, 0 plus 30 divided by 2, which is 30 divided by 2, which is actually going to be 15. So if I bisect, I'm actually going to get 15 degrees. So if I bisect 0 and 15, I'm going to get 7.5, somewhere around here, 7.5. If I bisect between 15 and 30, that means 15 plus 30 divided by 2, which is 45 divided by 2, which is going to be 22.5. So which should be somewhere around that 22.5. So similarly, you can actually keep on bisecting angles between, but if you take these two, your bisecting angle will be somewhere there. So let's take 30 and 60, 30 and 60. So which is 60 plus 30 divided by 2, which is going to be 90 divided by 2, which is 45. So you are actually going to get 45 degrees there. If I bisect this again, you get the between. If I bisect this again, you get between. So but you need to remember that when you bisect this 0.5, yes, because it's small, you can actually show 22.5. But let's say if I want to bisect 22.5 and 15, so what's going to happen? 15 plus 22.5, which is going to be 37.5. Then divided by 2, this is actually going to give me 0.25. So which is a little difficult to, you can just bisect and draw the line from O, but which is difficult to read because now the decimal places are actually getting too deep. So 0.25 again divided by this, that will be 0.125. So as you can see, the decimal number of places, as it increases, it becomes a little difficult here. So up until 0.5, it's still good. So now if I take this is 90, or if you don't have 90, we had from the basic construction 60 and 20. 60 plus 20, 120 is 180 divided by 2. So this 90 is the angle bisector of angle bisection between 120 and 60. So if I place compass on 60 and 120, if I had marked, then this is the line which is supposed to go with the 90. And 90 and 60, 90 plus 60 by 2, which is 150 divided by 2, which is actually going to give me 75. This is somewhere around that. 60 plus 75 divided by 2 is going to give 70 plus 75 plus between 75 and 90, which is going to be this. So every time you do the calculation, similarly 180 plus 120 is 300. 300 divided by 2, which is going to give me 150, somewhere around there, 150. So I'm actually bisecting angle to draw 150. I'm actually bisecting angle 180 and 120. So let's just say if you happen to start, or if someone asks you to draw 15-degree just by using compass and ruler, but can I draw 15 straight away? It's not. But so for 15 is the angle bisector between my 0 and 30. But can I draw 30 straight? No, I cannot. So you start with 0 and 60. 60, yes, I start with 60, then bisect 30, and then go with 15. So similarly, same thing happens with, if I want to bisect 120 and 190, I need to have 120 and 190. Or if I want to draw an angle between 120 and 190, which is 210 divided by 2, 210 divided by 2, which is actually going to be 105. 105 is somewhere there, somewhere around 105. So if I were to ask you to construct 105, so that means you need to construct at least 90 and 20, then bisect these two angles to get 105. And to construct 90, you need at least these two. And to construct 60 or 120, that is the basic diagram when you started off with that big arc, which is C to D. That's what you started off with, 60 and 120, and all of them are angle bisectors of two angles. So understand this concept, then we'll go to the next video and try this practically.